Hey guys, Sean, Leslie Liver Dummies. Update on the Glock17, the 43 cal from Umarex. So, impatience got the best of me. And I learned something that I kind of figured already, but again, well, I should have just leave well enough alone. Okay, well, here's the problem. I added pre-tension to the hammer, and this is what happened. See if it'll focus. Come on. Oh, you know what? No, you can't see it like that. So this is in an uncocked state. So you're going to load your magazine in, but you can't. I know it's hard to see, but that little silver thing that's kind of right down at the bottom in the middle. Come on. You get a glimpse of it way down there at the bottom. That's your firing pin. And if it's sticking out like that and you try to insert your mag, you're gonna bust your firing pin off. And the reason I tried adding tension to preload to that was to increase the hammer strike, the length of the hammer strike. But here's the issue. Your firing pin is located up inside your slide here. So when it's pre-tensioned, in this state right now, this is drawn back inside far enough that when you insert your mag, it doesn't hang up. But when you add preload to the hammer, it keeps a little bit of tension on this. So this protrudes a little bit, which just isn't going to work. And you'll see here, so when I fire that, your hammer strikes your firing pin. This space is predetermined. So this is your stop here. The hammer's only going to strike this firing pin that far. That is the maximum. So it doesn't matter how much spring tension I add to this. It's not going to increase the travel of this pin, which is in turn going to increase the throw of your valve stem and airflow. But this is where the problem is. The reality of it is, so when you release the trigger, your hammer is supposed to come back to a sort of a dead zone. And you can see there is a bit of a dead zone there, but that's not all of the dead zone because I've added pre-tension. So if you listen carefully, hear that click and see that, just that tiny movement? That's the amount of pre-tension I added, and that was enough to cause this problem. So in I go again. I'm going to remove that pre-tension on the hammer. I'm of the belief, I think this hammer spring, this torsion spring that's in here in combination with the factory spring that's in here is enough. So someone's going to say, well, increase the tension on this one, but then it's just counterintuitive, right? I mean, I'm trying to increase the hammer strike, so I'm getting that extra little bit of hit. But if I have to increase this spring tension to push this back to that full sort of dead zone, what's the point? They're acting in opposite ways. So that's just not going to work. I think what we know here already and is all the work is happening in the magazine itself. I have gone ahead and blocked this little side port here. It doesn't have any function other than to let gas out. I mean, it's a waste. It may have been built in that manner to reduce velocity. I don't know, but mine's plugged now. I mean, the real limiting factor here is this valve stem itself. It's the size of it and the length of time that it's open. So I'm going to have to concentrate more on that. So in the meantime, we will keep at it, but really springs here, there's no magic happening there, guys. I hate to tell you that, but magic is in here. We need to solve this. I have increased, so here's the thing, I kind of hit a wall also. I have increased the size in here dramatically since my first test, you know, when I was hitting like 210 feet per second. But my velocity hasn't gone up. So that tells me, well, I've reached the limit of this barrel, but I've also reached the limit of the amount of air when a hammer strike occurs is being allowed to escape. So that pop, that rush, we want it to flow quickly, not, you want a lot of air to move fast, not a lot of air to trickle out, if that makes sense. So anyways, that's all for now.